Okay, this is footage of the engine I have been writing. Uh, Part 1. About the engine. Basically, the engine is written in C++ and is kind of built around two different code libraries: the PhysX physics simulation code library and the Ulrich rendering library. Pretty self-explanatory about what they do. The PhysX is responsible for um, physics simulation, and the Ulrich is responsible for rendering. Right now, you're seeing a physics demo using the Razer Hydra. I've already integrated it completely in. Let's talk framework. I kind of based the framework off of the framework I had experience with in the Unreal, and basically Unreal has actors. What you're seeing right now, I am spawning actors. These actors have components attached to them. Components are models, physical objects. Okay, so what you're seeing here is I'm spawning actors dynamically with um, uh, rigid bodies attached to them. The face. Please ignore the faces. It's kind of like an inside joke. One's Derek Yu from an Xbox One commercial, and the other one has a picture of a kid from Nickelodeon Arcade. It's kind of an inside joke between a friend of mine and myself. Why the switch, Daniel? Uh, I stopped using UDK for two reasons. Reason number one um, is kind of a long story. So let's go back. All the physics arms that you've seen in the other kind of demos I've showed you are not actually how arms work, and I realized this. Um, Arms are not constructed out of springs. They actually apply defined forces. Uh, Realizing this, and this presents an incredibly this definitely you can see this error in sword fighting. Basically, you can't block because it was too wiggly. Um, so reason what number one. So when I tried to make these floating hands are hands supported by forces. They move around by applying a force to them, and they rotate by having a torque directly applied to them. When I tried to do this on Unreal, I discovered that for non-constraint objects, there's a limit on rotational um, velocity, and that limit was way too low. And I said, well, no. So I mean that kind of forced me to switch. So basically, there's a limit on angular velocity in the PhysX that you can put in place in PhysX. This variable was I could not access it in Unreal. So as you can see here, pretty clearly though, I can access it directly in the library writing custom engine. So that's reason one. Reason two was just strength of physics and accuracy. Um, if you had tried this to do any of what I'm showing you in UDK, these objects would jitter against each other and then pass straight on through each other. Here, I mean, it was amazing when I got this little um, when I got objects not to collide not to pass through each other. Sorry, and collide pretty accurately. That's incredible. What you're seeing here is actually these two objects. I'm controlling these with the Razer Hydra, hitting each other, and then when they hit each other, they apply force, as much force as it takes to try to resist motion. They keep moving because and proof that this is working is that they move with a constant velocity after being hit. Um, why they kind of move back and forth is still a mystery to me. But let's talk about okay. So basically, once again, low-level PhysX options were unavailable to me in UDK. That was reason number two. Let's talk about PhysX. I don't know if I'm going to keep using PhysX. It works great. It's got pretty good documentation. The only qualm I have with it is I need a light. If I were to ever make a money thing where people paid money, which I may or may not, well, I kind of want to do actually. I'd have to get a license. I'm not sure how much that would cost. I'm not sure, but if there's an option that means I don't have to have a license, I would be able to release older code myself. That would be brilliant. I'm kind of eyeing the Bullet physics library right now, and I'll probably end up making a decision soon because I need to edit that before it becomes too hard to switch. Um, about the engine, I'm probably gonna have to completely rewrite a lot of sections of it. Of course, this being the first game engine I've ever written, um, I made mistakes and made organization errors, and these need to be corrected. If I were to, these need to be corrected. I mean, hands down. Um, I also might want to end up adding a scripting language to this so that it would make my life easier. So that I can make my life easier. I actually don't know a lot about scripting languages, so I'm not even sure. But if I were, I mean, I've been looking at Lua and some other stuff, so maybe, but I don't know. If I ever did make a scripting language, I'd try to make it open so that if somebody wanted to make a mod, but that's really far in the future, and let's not talk about that. Yeah, so that's about it. Uh, I have my reasons for the reason I stopped making videos, and I'm probably going to end up making a video about that reason. But, I mean, it's kind of more personal, and I didn't stop because I stopped working. I stopped for reasons. Mysterious, aren't I? But I really enjoy making these videos, and I really enjoy showing off a little bit. So, yeah. I mean, that's it. Twitter. I have a Twitter. It will be in the description. And, yeah. Thanks. Thank you. Love you.